Like, hit that light. You gotta hit that light.
I don't even know where it is.
Oh, damn! Damn! Making me knock over stuff. All right. But you told me you had a big breakfast this morning. What was it? It's crazy.
I had 3 slices of pizza and a crumble cookie.
And how many calories is that?
1,200.
1,200 calories. But I just gotta say, show me. Yeah. Damn! And that's like after pizza
and cookie.
And you said you just finished a competition, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was called the Phoenician down in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's why you were there.
That's why I was in Phoenix. Yeah.
How'd you do?
I did. I placed first and third.
First and third.
I did. Should have brought my sword over.
You should have. You should have brought it. But it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. You probably sent me a picture.
Yeah, I did. The very first one.
Yeah. The first one?
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember like you working at a gym. I've always seen you there early in the morning, like 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
5 a.m. So disciplined. What's the reason behind this, and what is the power behind the discipline that you have?
Well, the 5 a.m. is just, I mean, I have kids too, so
Yeah.
I got to take them to school.
2 kids, right?
2 kids.
There's no excuse, guys.
There's no excuses, so you got to get it in. So
Yeah.
5 a.m. gives me that time to either work out or do my cardio at one point, get the kids to school, and then I have one more session before real life sets in and pickups and stuff. But
Yeah.
it allows me to at least get part of my workouts in before, without actually taking time away from the kids and the family.
And that first part, you coming in empty? Like, do you eat something? I mean, not 2 pizzas. I'm pretty sure you don't do that, but like,
during a prep season?
Yeah.
No, during prep season, I'm normally on a fasted.
So you come to that first session in the morning, like 5 a.m., empty.
Empty.
And what kind of workouts do you do?
Usually it'll be a cardio is the goal. If I have a workout partner, then I'll hit a heavy workout sesh, but normally it's cardio. Find that balance, like what is uncomfortable, but enough to be comfortable in that uncomfortable. Does that make sense?
What if that uncomfortable feeling becomes comfortable? Then
you push it up a higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it was with my training for the movie that I did with Alex and speaking to you. It was like watching you guys do that, and you've always had this. I felt like this energy, this faith in yourself, and you're always so cool and calm. And and I remember after one of your first, maybe it was your first competition that I've seen you go through. I had a bunch of people doing the sled, and you came in and you started doing it, and everyone was like, damn, who's that superhero? Man, I remember like you were pulling the rope, and like your biceps, your traps, your lats, your rear delts, your obliques. I was like, she's ready. She's ready. And then you told me, it's tomorrow.
Yeah. I was like, I was super lean. I remember being super lean for that one.
And then the next day after your competition, I think it was like the next 2 days. You came in, I was like, holy cow, how does she look she looks even better. And I'm like, why is that? Because
carbs fills in the muscle. Like for so long we're depleted, especially for women when we compete up there. We're like under depletion. But the more you fuel those muscles, the muscles grow. It's like your body needs that fuel ultimately. So my muscles were just eating at that fuel that I was eating post competition, and just
So prior to competition, no carbs for you?
Typically no carbs.
Okay, at all? Like?
It's basically no carbs for a while. So like I think I went 2 weeks no carbs, and then I slowly put it back in.
Okay.
Once like on a Thursday, and then went back to no carbs, and I did like a build up.
Okay.
And then the day of is just all carbs.
I think at that point your body is so like it's such a fine-tuned machine that if a little bit of carbs makes a huge difference. Right?
Yeah.
I mean everything you put in.
Taking away the carbs just allows your body to like try to burn as much more fat that your body has, and it like requires you to like really like deplete. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
the carbs is just to fill that muscle back up, but when you're under that depletion, your body's overworking, and it starts to burn that like really stubborn fat that you have in your body that you want to try to get rid of last minute.
Yeah. Do you think you know your body now? You still learning?
I mean, I think it's constantly changing. I think
right.
every year you get older, something new comes up, and you kind of just have to adjust.
Yeah.
A little bit, women's hormones.
What would your advice be for, let's say, general women who wants to get into getting into the workout world again? I mean, sometimes the gym is very intimidating for some people, and then the second part of that question is for someone who wants to take it to the next level and compete.
Okay. To find something that you're passionate about. Like, I cannot force you to get on the treadmill for an hour. I cannot force you to get in a treadmill for 30 minutes. Like, if the elliptical is better for you and you enjoy the elliptical better, then hit the elliptical. The gym isn't for everyone. If you want to go take up hiking, like doing something outdoors, like find something that you're actually passionate about, because that's something that you're going to actually commit to. You can't commit to something that's forced on you.
No.
Right? So as far as like coming to the gym, it's going to take you a while to find your rhythm. It's going to take you a while to find a routine. It's going to take you a while to find things that work for you, for your body. Not everything is for everyone. Not everyone can do all the exercises. And everyone's going to be a beginner. You got to start somewhere. Like, that's the hardest part, is always starting.
First up.
Finding your why. Like, why are you here? Yeah. Why are you doing this? And then, why are you starting? Yeah. What is your goal? At the end of the day, like, you got to figure all those things out. And doing it for yourself, not doing it for other people.
I like that.
Like, you got to do it for yourself.
Training for a competition and, in your mind, right? Like, not in your brain, in your mind. You have this vision of the way you're going to look and do you have that?
I do. I think it's different. Like, my goal is to continue to grow. So, I mean, I have an injury, right? So it limits me. I can't do heavy weights anymore. Hopefully one day.
But you look great. I mean, without.
I know,
no,
and so
that's
the thing.
Not even great. It's like amazing.
It works for me, and so I did.
I
had to switch it up. Definitely, like, not. I'm not growing as fast as I want, or as big as I want real quick. But again, it's a process. It's patience. It's a whole process. So, I do lightweight.
Yeah.
But high reps.
Reps.
I find that, and it works for my body. And I think that comes with me growing up as an athlete, like a runner. So I'm already at that, like, high intensity workouts. So that actually works for me. I think I would benefit from, like, heavy sets and things like that. But, that's going to have to wait.
I mean, like you said, though, it's like, it works for you. Sometimes it's like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Because maybe because of this injury and the way you're approaching your fitness, your longevity will last longer versus going heavy weights and getting bigger and then having joint issues and muscle issues and, things of that nature. But
my goal is really, like, was, hey, let me see if I can still put on muscle. I mean, my goal was to put on muscle in the first place. I was always brought up with the fact that, like, being Asian, like, I was just going to be, like, a certain way. I was told by my parents, like, that it doesn't look good, muscle doesn't look good. Like, I was not going to be able to put on muscle. When I told them I was going to start doing this thing, they're like, you're not going to do well.
They
but
literally
quickly,
said you're not going to do well?
Yes.
Well, that's good for you. Good for you for just, like, your own drum.
Proving them
beat,
wrong.
what I mean?
Like, this is all about, for all the people who, didn't believe in me. Like, this is my why. Like, I didn't even believe in myself until I saw the results. Even when I got up for my first competition, I got up there and, didn't feel confident. But looking back at the pictures, being like, oh my gosh, like, I put in this work and I can actually see the outcome. And I was, like, proud of that. And I was like, okay, let me see how much further I can go.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with that process. And I'm, like, continuing to grow. And I'm like, I can put on muscle. Like, anyone can put on muscle.
Yes, yeah. I 100% agree. And when you were saying how that first competition, you said you had, like, a little bit of doubt. But regardless of that doubt, I always say it's your mind, your brain, your body, and your mind is in control. It's the king of the kingdom. And you push yourself onto that stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, your brain is going, but if.
Oh my gosh, the mind was playing games before, during, and after. Like, before, you're just like, this kid, you're just like scared. You're just, I mean, it's back and forth, and you get excited, then you get on stage, and then you get scared again, and then you get like this high, and then like you get the results, and you finish the competition, and you're at a high, and then like the day is over, and then I'm like, I was down at a low. You know, my mind was like, it wasn't good enough, or you could have done more, or just like all these things, and just being like, but you met your goal. You know, you like why are you trying to move 10 steps forward in this one competition when like you didn't meet your goal, right?
That's good advice for someone who wants to compete.
Yeah, like it's gonna take time, and you cannot rush the process. I mean, that's life in general. You just cannot rush things. Like you cannot be where you want to be when you're not ready yet. I feel like things are placed in front of you for a reason.
You came in real early, and I was talking to you. You asked, because you were checking up on me. You were going in there like, what'd you eat or something like that. And I remember, oh yeah, I had these cashews. And she go, and you were like, how much? How many? And I was like, this much. Too many. You were like, too many. I was like, oh, okay, but they're carb free, right? And then you made that adjustment. I made that adjustment, and it was eggs. I had told you I was eating eggs, and you're like, how many egg yolks? I mean, I was like, my abs aren't showing. How many egg yolks? And then, so you were making these adjustments for me, and you know, throughout my whole journey of you know, really just getting the best shape of my life at 41, 42.
And it looked good.
I just look back. I look back, and I remember I was like, who can I pull in? Like, who can I pull in to be a mentor, a coach, to be a voice, to have, you know, answer my questions, and who's gone through stuff, you know, and don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask, because sometimes they'll look at you, or they'll look at somebody, they'll be like, oh, it's kind of intimidating. So they'll kind of back off a little bit. But I remember asking you, and you were on the hip abductor, and you just looked at me, and you were like, how much time you got? And I was like, you were like, 8 weeks is a lot of time.
It's a lot of time. 3 weeks is a lot of time. I mean, you'd be surprised at how fast your body changes. For me, working out is definitely a mind thing. It's a distressor for me. It's an outlet for me. It makes me feel good at the beginning of the day. This is why I also do it early in the morning. Is it gets me up, it gets me energy for the rest of the day, and I feel good about myself, which makes me treat other people, I think, better.
Right.
Ultimately.
Right. I like how you called me out right there, because it's not about, hey, I'm going to eat 1,200 calories and I need to hit the gym to burn out 1,200 calories. It's not about that. It's more about, hey, I'm going to go here because this is my place where I gain focus, I gain strength. It's for myself. I'm creating better health for mentally and physically. So it's not a place where you try to take things out, like kind of like make things disappear. You know what I mean? And I like how you called me out on that, because that's the way it should be. Yeah. That's the way I feel like if people see like food, if it's instead of like a weakness, turn food into a strength. Yeah. You know, you need that food so that you have more energy, so that you can do more reps and get a better pump, or you have more energy so that you could, you know, whatever body part that you're trying to enhance, it's gonna grow. Yeah. You know?
It's the same concept, like, you know, people feeling bad about food. It's the same thing with carbs. Like, people think, you're like, oh my gosh, carbs are so bad. Yeah. You know, it's not really that bad. Like, if you put in the right carbs, you know, if you do like the healthy carbs.
Sweet potatoes,
rice crackers, white rice, brown rice, oatmeals. Like, those are your main 5.
And it doesn't matter if it's day or night?
No, it doesn't matter if it's day or night. But like the carbs you stay away from, you know, obviously the other ones, you know, the processed ones, you know, box pastas, things like that. Nothing wrong with it, you know, every once in a while, but don't make it like...
That's right.
And every day, like, I'm going to eat, you know, pasta out of a box. Because, you know, the healthier, the fresher the ingredients, the better also for your body. Everyone's always asking me, like, what is it that you do? You get on these machines and you don't do what the sign tells you. You just
that's true.
You like mess around and you do other things. I'm like, yeah, because you can do abs anywhere. You can do, you know, different. You can you can like superset
100%.
Things and do things. I was doing the preacher curl.
I was doing the preacher curl, and then you walked by and you went lighter and you were holding it, creating resistance.
Yeah,
like
you change it up. You know, like, and I'm telling people, I don't even count. I don't count to 10. I don't count to 20. I feel, it's all about mind-muscle connection. I just feel it, and I just continue going from there. I feel a burn, and I go like maybe 20, 30 seconds past that, almost till failure pretty much every time. And so instead of counting, because like most of the time, like by 10, you're starting to feel that burn. Most people quit.
At 10.
But at that burn is when your muscles actually start working and start building. So you want to push past that, if that makes sense. So if
No,
you're
no,
just
100%,
if you're just
100%.
repping, like I'm like 10, I'm like it's burning. Don't quit. Go a little bit more. That's when you're actually building.
Because that's what like they always say, 10 reps, 12 reps, 10 reps. But 10 reps, 12 reps might mean nothing to somebody. So, but then you're following that blueprint. So what you're saying is that you gotta.
It might work. 10 might work for you, you know. But find that it's really about like mind muscle, right? It's about finding what that is for you. So when you start feeling that burn, like, you know, especially even with abs, like. A lot of people just go real fast and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, like you gotta feel that contraction. You gotta find that sweet spot. And then once you find that sweet spot, you know when it's that sweet spot.
Yes.
Just stay there. It feels so good.
And see, that's the thing. People, when they feel that, in the initial part, in the beginning, when you start feeling that, you stop. It's almost like you want to get there, but then you don't want to be there. And then later on, when you're saying it feels so good, it's when you're there, you start, and you want to be there as long as you can because if you know you've worked.
Oh, it's gonna feel even better.
Yeah, it's gonna feel even better. It's gonna look even better, and it's like you're challenging your body and your brain to kind of continue doing, because you know your mind could do it. Your mind's like, you could do this.
Oh, for sure.
You could do it, but then it's like your brain has this off switch to, you know, kind of protect itself or whatever it's been taught.
Or you just get fatigued and tired. But the thing is, like, you can always go
Still
a little bit more.
Yes. When I see people now and their body, to me, it's like, you know, like Michelangelo was like, he was, you know, David, he was like, it's inside this rock. And he chipped away at it. It's in there. I'm bringing that shit out. I'm bringing them out. And so when I see somebody's body now, I see that's work. That's discipline. That's work. Those are days, reps, sets, sacrifices,
yeah,
and just like, so it shows what kind of person you're looking at.
Yeah,
it's in front of you.
It's inspiring.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's super inspiring, and I love that. I love that for me, because I'm constantly inspired by people's stories, like, you know, weight loss journeys. You could never know. Like sometimes you see someone who's extremely fit, and then like find out that, like, you know, 9 years ago, this is the journey they went to get there. Like, it's crazy, and you know, it's inspiring to see, but it's inspiring for my kids. Like, I love that my kids know I'm relentless. That, like, you know, I'm tough. Like, I don't back out easily.
For sure.
And because I want that. I want that for them. Like, I want them to know that they as well can do that. That, like, whatever life throws at them, this doesn't have to be fitness. This is just life in general. Like, get up. Like, number one, it's okay to not be okay. Like, some days you just have those days. Yeah. But get back up. Don't give up. Like,
don't give up.
Keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
Yeah, keep believing in yourself. Keep trying. And know that, like, the sky is the limit. Like, do you. Yes. And be you. And don't be anyone else. You know, because the world doesn't need anyone else. They need you.
Nice.
You know, right?
There
like, they only need one of you, because you're the one that makes the difference. Like, they don't need a duplicate of someone else that you're looking after. Yeah. So you're the only one that has ever existed before like you, and the only one that will ever exist after you. Yeah. So that's how special you are. Uniquely you.
Oh, I'm gonna finish off on that. That was dope.
Go pick out people's faces, right? Like, you can find different things. Like, I'm gonna pick apart you and then you form yourself. Yeah. Everyone is a piece of a puzzle, right? Into your own, like, picture. So, like, take a puzzle piece from everyone's story.